Chapter 9. The Call of the Wild. In the fall, Minnie Mouse came to the valley because it was warmer. Buck wanted to hunt a big moose. The biggest moose was 6 feet tall and had enormous antlers. He was much bigger and stronger than Buck. When he saw Buck, he growled angrily. Buck followed the moose for many hours. He was clever and thought I must separate him from his group. Pada musim gugur, banyak rusa-rusa besar datang ke lembah karena suasananya lebih hangat. Buck pengen berburu salah satu rusa yang besar. Di antara rusa-rusa besar tersebut tingginya tuh rusa yang paling besar tingginya 6 kaki dan punya tanduk yang besar. Dia lebih besar dan lebih kuat daripada Buck. Dan dia pas lihat ke Buck, dia tuh kayak mengaum marah. Buck ngikutin si rusa tersebut buat beberapa jam. Dia pintar dan berpikir kayak aku harus memisahkan dia dari grupnya. It was not easy, but by evening the moose was away from his group. Buck started to attack him. Wild animals are patient. They do not hurry. They wait for the right moment and then they attack. Buck knew how to wait for 4 days. Buck attacked and jumped away. Then he danced in front of the big moose. Never left him alone. The moose could not eat, drink, sleep, or rest. He became very tired and very weak, and stopped for a long period so Buck ate, drank, and rested. At the end of the 4th day, Buck killed the big moose. For a day and night, he stayed by that moose and ate and slept. When he was rested and strong, he decided to return to John Thornton. Itu tuh gak mudah, tapi pas udah agak malaman gitu, rusanya tersebut menjauh dari grupnya. Buck mulai dah tuh attack dia. Hewan buas tuh lebih sabar, mereka tuh nggak buru-buru, mereka nunggu momen yang bener, yang paling betul, dan abis itu mereka mulai mengancam. Buck tahu bagaimana harus menunggu. Buat 4 harian Buck mengancam dan kayak lacang-lacang terus ke dia gitu. Terus dia kayak joget-joget di depan si rusa tersebut. Dia nggak pernah meninggalkan sendirian. Rusa tersebut sampai nggak makan, nggak minum, nggak tidur, dan nggak istirahat. Dia udah capek banget dan jadinya lemes, dan akhirnya berhenti buat beberapa waktu. Jadi Buck bisa makan, bisa minum, bisa istirahat. Pas sudah hari akhir keempat itu, Buck ngebunuh si rusanya. Buat sehari semalam akhirnya dia berdiam diri sama si mayat rusa tersebut. Terus dia makan, dia juga tidur. Akhirnya dia udah istirahat dan dia udah lebih kuat. Akhirnya dia mau nyamperin ke John Thornton itu. When Buck was 5 miles from camp, he smelled something strange, something terrible. He started running fast. The forest was silent. There were no birds and no small animals. Near some trees, he found the dead body of Nick. He had an arrow in his body. He found another sled dog with an arrow in his neck. Near the camp, Buck heard voices singing. Then he found Hans' body with arrows in his back. A wild, terrible anger grew in Buck. He could not control his anger. He saw the Jihad Indians dancing at Thornton's camp, and he suddenly attacked them. He wanted to destroy them. Buck was faster than the wind. He jumped at the Indians with all his strength and anger. He cut the throat of 2 Indians with his sharp teeth. Nothing could stop him, and he killed many Jihads. He was like a devil. The Indians escaped into the forest, but Buck followed them. When Buck returned to the camp, he found Pete's body. He followed Thornton's smelled a pool. Buck knew Thornton's body was in the pool. He stayed by the pool all day. He knew John Thornton was dead. Now he was very sad and alone. When he looked at the dead he was proud of himself. That night there was a full moon. Buck heard the sounds of the forest. They became louder. It was the call of the wild, and he was ready to obey. John Thornton was dead. He was completely free. Pas Buck udah kayak 5 miles dari campnya, dia kayak nyium something yang aneh gitu, bau yang aneh. Akhirnya dia lari kencang masuk ke hutan yang diem banget, yang nggak bersih sama sekali, nggak ada burung dan nggak ada binatang-binatang kecil sedikit pun. Dekat sama pohon dia tuh nemuin mayatnya nih. Dia ada panah di tubuhnya, terus dia juga nemuin anjing yang udah kepanah juga di bagian leher. Dekat sama campnya Buck, dia tuh dengar suara nyanyian gitu. Akhirnya dia nemu tubuh Hans yang ada panahannya di belakang tubuhnya. Buck akhirnya dia marah. Dia nggak bisa kontrol amarahnya. Dia ngeliat orang-orang Indian itu joget-joget gitu di campnya Thorntons, dan tiba-tiba aja dia itu mengancam mereka semua. Dia tuh pengen ngancurin mereka. Cepet banget kayak melebihi angin. Dia loncat ke orang-orang India itu dengan kekuatan dan amarah. Dia ngebunuh dengan cara memotong lehernya orang-orang India itu dengan giginya yang tajam. Nggak ada yang bisa nge-stop dia, dan dia akhirnya ngebunuh banyak orang-orang Jihad itu, dan dia udah kayak kesetanan gitu. The Indians, orang-orang India itu akhirnya kabur ke hutan, tapi Beck ngikutin mereka. Pas Beck nyampe di campnya, dia nemuin tubuhnya Pipi. Dia akhirnya ngikutin baunya Thorntons ke kolam. Buck tahu kalau tubuhnya Thorntons itu ada di kolam. Dia berhenti, kayak berdiam diri di kolam itu setiap hari. Dia tahu John udah meninggal, jadi dia sedih banget dan sendirian, udah merasa sendiri. Dia lihat kayak orang-orang Jihad yang udah meninggal, terus dia ngerasa bangga sama diri dia sendiri. Pas malam ternyata ada bulan penuh. Dia ngeliat Buck dengar suara dari hutan, dan itu bakal jadi keras banget. Itu adalah panggilan dari hewan-hewan buas, dan dia siap buat balas dendam. John Thornton udah meninggal, jadi dia udah sepenuhnya bebas. A wolf pack entered Buck's valley. He watched them silently. They were afraid because Buck was so big. Then one wolf jumped at Buck and he attacked and broke the wolf's neck. 3 other wolves jumped at him, but he attacked them. Finally, all the wolf pack attacked Buck. He jumped at them with his great strength and intelligence. They could not stop him. After half an hour, the pack went away. They were very tired. One wolf was friendly and went close to Buck. Buck remembered him. It was his wild brother. They touched noses. Other wolves came to make friends, and our wolf sat down, looked at the moon, and howled. The other sat down and howled too. Buck did the same. Soon the wolves were all around Buck and smelled him. Then they ran into the forest, and Buck ran with them. His wild brother ran by his side. Perhaps this is the end of Buck's story, but after a few years the Hat Indians saw that some wolves had grown in their gray coats. They also saw a ghost dog at the front of the wolf pack. When the Yihats follow the moose, they do not enter a certain valley. In the summer there is a visitor in that valley, a big golden brown wolf. He is bigger than any other wolf. He goes to a yellow stream, stops there and then howls. But he is not always alone. He is the leader of the wolf pack. He runs in the moonlight and sings the song of the pack. Kerumunan serigala masuk ke lembah tempat tinggalnya Bugs. Mereka diam-diaman gitu. Abis itu soalnya mereka takut sama Buck yang udah gede banget. Terus ada serigala yang loncat ke Buck, abis itu berantem sama mereka dan ngehancurin lehernya si serigala. 3 dari mereka loncat, tapi dia bisa menghindar gitu, bisa ngancem balik. Pas semua serigala mengancam Buck, dia akhirnya loncat dengan kekuatan dan kepintarannya. Mereka nggak bisa memberhentikan dia. 1,5 jaman akhirnya sekumpulan itu pergi. Mereka capek banget. Satu dari serigala tersebut udah temenan dan udah dekat sama Buck. Ingat dia itu adalah saudara. Akhirnya mereka kayak saling tusuk-tusuk hidung. Wolves yang lain datang buat make friends. Terus old wolves yang serigala paling tua itu duduk dan ngelihat ke bulan dan ngaung. Yang lain juga ngikutin, Buck juga. Habis itu serigala tuh nyium dia dan akhirnya lari ke hutan. Terus Buck juga ngikutin bareng sama saudaranya itu sampingan. Akhirnya mungkin ini adalah terakhir cerita akhir Bugs. Tapi beberapa tahun kemudian Yihat Indians itu ngelihat serigala coklat di coachnya. Tadi juga ngeliat kayak hantu anjing di depan para kerumunan serigala. Pas Yihat ngikutin rusa, mereka nggak bisa masuk ke lembah tersebut. Pas summer banyak pendatang kali big serigala yang besar warnanya coklat kemas-kemasan gitu. Dia paling besar di antara serigala-serigala yang lain. Terus akhirnya dia berhenti dan dia juga mengaum. Dia nggak selamanya sendiri, dia adalah ketua dari kerumunan serigala. Dia akhirnya pergi ke sinar bulan dan nyanyi dengan kerumunan yang lain.